right, so it's good to be back. It's been forever. It feels like forever anyway since I've been on here. So for those of you who don't haven't been here in a long time or don't know my other streams of income, trading is not my only job. So trading is a nice one to have because if there's something happens in the world, shuts down again, trading's always here. You know, if there's no work, no place to go, trading is here. Can still make money. My other stream of income, which I never thought would ever shut down, but it did when the whole world shut down, and that's working in the entertainment industry. I'm a stunt coordinator, and I'm also a stunt player. And then we also had that lengthy strike recently, too, that took us down for a while. But that's definitely my fun job. You know, I have a lot of fun doing that, and it's been a little bit busy lately. Last week or a week before that, I was doing a commercial for Audi, driving their Audi e-tron. And that thing, the RS GT, super fast car. That thing is awesome. I was not a fan of electric cars until I drove that Audi, and I think that is definitely one that I could own. That thing was amazing. But testing some airbags for one of my clients out in California, and then prepping another job that's coming up here, which will take me out for about a week once I get into that other job. So a lot of my jobs, I got NDAs, and I can't talk about them at all. Some of them I double actors who don't want anybody to know they have a double, doing drifting and driving and things like that. So I can't talk about those. And then other jobs I can talk about once they come out, and that could take a year to 2 years before they're released. So sometimes it's hard to like talk about the stuff that I'm doing and show it to you. But I think I'm going to start showing you stuff as it becomes available, and I can do that. But anyway, that's why I've been gone for the last week or so. Haven't been able to trade. But now I'm back for at least a few weeks. And you can see the live account is currently sitting at $6,715 with 48 days complete and 83% winning days, which is nice. You know, as these the days go on, and once you get to 100, 200 days and so forth, looking at my win rate, if I can keep that above 75% with a large aggregate, that would be really awesome. So the other thing that I did is I went and I opened 2 combines. So I have my combine for the NQ, which I'm going to trade on the 30-minute candle so I can have more time to do other things, especially with the summertime schedule with the family. And I opened the next combine for my casino combine. So whenever I feel like I want to trade, I can't beat the urge, I just trade in the casino combine. All good. And if I pop it, I pop it. And maybe next thing you know, that casino combine will do awesome, and I'll XFA it, and I'll make a bunch of money as a casino trader. And then I'll realize that I should just be a casino trader, at least until that account fails. So anyway, so that's what's going on. That's what's new, and that's what you'll see in today's video. All right, let's get into the next trade. Okay, so here we are, July 29th in the looking at the NQ right now with my combine account. So down here in the bottom left, you can see 0773, 0733. So 33 is my casino account, and 73 is my combine, which I'm doing the NQ. And I'm doing the NQ on the 30-minute candle now, so I don't have to spend as much time here on the screen. I thought Topstep was doing the last digits as what combine you're on and stuff like that, but it must be this first one, because I have not had 73 combines. I've had maybe 7 or 8. So, and right here 07 would make sense. So I think this is what they're doing to show you. A lot of the prop firms out there, traders, like the account number resembles, or a portion of the account number resembles what combine or what XFA or whatever it is that you're on, what funded account or whatever it is that you're on. So you can see when people are putting stuff on the internet, on their channels and what they're doing, you can kind of see, have they had 500 combines? And that they're just showing you this, or, you know, it's always a different combine every week because they're only showing you the winners. You can see in a portion of their account, and I thought with Topstep it was the last digits, but it must be the 07 number here. I'm not sure. So, but anyway, so something to think about when you're looking at people's channels. If they're showing you a portion of their account number, are they showing you, are they willing to show you what combine they're on and stuff like that, so you can get the realistic view of their journey. So as I'm talking to you, I'm late. So I'm going to jump in with one contract. What are we at? One right there. NQ.
Order filled.
All right, there we go. So NQ, long with one contract. A little bit late by, I should have gotten it at 13. I was going to put a limit order in right there. And then I started doing that and then looked up and I was like, missed the move. So that's, you know, it's a lot of points. 13 to 17, that's 4 times 20, that's quite a bit. So we're in the NQ. So for every dollar, it's $20 it moves. So that would have been, it's like $100 right there that I missed out on already. Anyway, so big move right here in the NQ, looking for a push back to the top of this on the 30-minute candle. First trade of the new combine. Hopefully I don't hit my max loss first day out. It's always nice to start off green, but my track record is not that way. So we'll see what happens with this. I missed the first trade this morning, which was this breakdown right here. I'm just coming in now and seeing this, so I'm able to jump into this trade. Lower probability, but still in my favor. We'll have to wait and see how this plays out. Again, on the 30-minute candle in the NQ, first day of the new combine. 50K combine, 50K combine. Max loss with this account per day is $1,000. And once I've lost $2,000, I pop this account. So this the risk on this trade right now is about $1,000. So this my stop basically is my daily loss limit with this. I'm going to see if I can get past this combine in just a few trades, and we'll see if that works out, or do I end up having to buy another one. So the most I can make in a day is $1,000 right now. So my target actually needs to be 367, so I don't exceed that. So we're going to go right there. If I exceed that $1,000 and they basically take whatever I exceeded it by and they add it on to the amount of money I need to make to pass the evaluation. So I don't want to exceed that. I don't want to have to make more than I need to make. So we just move that down to 367 there. So I've chosen to take NQ and trade on the 30-minute candle because then I don't have to look at the screen that much. I can get every 30 minutes, just take a peek and see where things are at. And then, because I trade based on the close of candles typically. And sometimes if it looks like I need to trade in the middle of the candle like I just did now, I already see the price and I can put that limit order in and then make the trade when it happens. So it's pretty nice on the 30-minute candle. A lot less time on the computer. 1 to 2 trades a day per ticker. So that's why my plan right now is to have my live account, which I missed that trade this morning too. That would have been a really nice trade. And that I'm trading with the YM. Then this combine I'm trading with the NQ you're watching right now. And then I have my casino combine so that anytime I want to do something stupid and trade without a proven statistical probability, I can do it in my casino combine. If I blow it up, I blow it up. No big deal. And if I find out that I passed the combine doing the casino trading, and then I'll turn it into an XFA. And I'll casino trade the XFA. And if that XFA grows and becomes a big deal, then maybe I need to casino trade more. So we'll see how that goes. And then eventually I'm going to open up a combine for gold. And then I'll trade that combine specifically for gold. And then as this NQ setup becomes an XFA, it'll just be for NQ. As gold becomes, I pass it, I'll do an XFA just for gold. And then once these get rolled into my live account that I already have, I will divide my live account up in my trade log so I can manage my money as individual tickers. So if I have, let's say I have $60,000 in my live account, I'll put 20,000. I may have 20,000 for the YM, 20,000 for NQ, and 20,000 for GC divided up in my own trade log. And then that will help me manage when I scale up and scale down, not based on my overall account dollar performance, but based on the individual ticker performance. Because if YM is doing great and then I scale up into NQ and NQ is not doing good, then I'm scaling up to take my account down. And I don't want to do that. So I'm going to keep those funds separate in my trade manager log so that I can properly grow that and scale up and scale down appropriately. So it's kind of the plan right there. And another part of doing it that way is by going through the combine with my strategy for NQ. And I think tickers are different. Some tickers work better with different strategies. So doing my strategy with NQ through the combine means it has to prove itself. And then once it proves itself, if it makes it through the XFA to where the team over at Topstep thinks I've traded it well enough, then they'll move those funds over to my live account. So it's basically a vetting process of what my strategy is with that ticker, going through this process individually rather than putting a whole bunch of tickers in this one combine. The nice thing about a bunch of tickers is if NQ has a bad day today and then I trade gold later, I can recover the day. So that's always a bonus. The downside to it is if I was trading, say, 5 tickers and today was the day that all 5 of them had a losing day, my account could be in big trouble. You know, I could have a 90% win rate, and then they all have a bad day the same day, and it doesn't go well with the account. So kind of a downside if you have a lot of tickers is what is your success rate with those, and what if they all have a bad day the same day in that account? What happens to that account? So something to think about. Looking at NQ right now, though, I'm hoping this thing and this candle will hit this target. That'll be great. And I got 9 minutes before the new candle opens. And then I expect when the new candle opens to have some retracement. We didn't get any retracement of this candle here, so I would expect there to be some of this. So it just may be a long day if this doesn't hit the target in this candle. This would be a big candle for it to hit that target. If it can even get close, then we might see an up before a down, and then that might get my target. So there's a lot of opportunity here in the next 15 minutes to get this target and be done trading for the day, which will be awesome. And for those of you who are new to my channel, I don't put my stops in a spot because I want to lose. This is where my stop is supposed to be, but it'll never get there because when it gets down to this area here, they'll automatically liquidate my position because I'll hit my max loss for the day. So I don't put my stops where I don't want to lose more than $500, right? Like if I'm like, well, here's my max loss for the day, let me just put my stop right here. I don't do that because I feel like I need to put my stops where the market tells me, which is basically once it gets to here, the probabilities are no longer in my favor of it going up. It's most likely going down or some version of, or maybe I just don't have enough probability to even be in the trade. If the probability says it's going down, then I'll reverse my trade, right? I'll speed bump it, I call it. A speed bump for me is when it goes through my stop and I get out of my trade. If it peaks, like say hits this stop, this top right here, and then I reverse the trade looking for it to move down, that's what I usually refer to as reversing my trade. It didn't hit my stop and then I switched. It got to a spot in profit and then I reversed my trade to then play to the downside. So if I say I reverse my trade, that's because I'm in profit switching. If it hits my stop and then I get in going the other direction, I call that a speed bump. It's basically a speed bump on the way to profits, right? I started off losing to then make money. That's the way I see it. So if my probability says when it gets through my stop, it's going down, then I'll speed bump my trade and I'll make my money there. But if it doesn't say that, then why is my stop there, right? So it needs to either say it's going down or the probabilities are so bad that it's not worth being in the trade. It's like a 50-50 on a 1-to-1 risk reward. Then I need to be out of that. I can't make money with that. But if the probabilities don't tell me that, then why do you put your stop there? When you put your stop on your chart, why do you just put it where I don't want to lose more than $500? I'm going to put it right here. Why do you do that? And do you find yourself getting stopped out a lot of times just for it to go run without you, right? I mean, that happens to me still, even when probabilities don't mean 100%. It means I have an 80% probability once it crosses this, it's going down, which 20% of the time it's going to cross there, stop me out and go back up. But I can only trade based on probabilities. So something to think about when you're choosing your stop location. Why are you picking that spot? So now we're coming 5 minutes left before this 30-minute candle closes. So now we're creating that wick. So you can look back in time. Candles create wicks and tails. So as it's coming back down, I don't start freaking out. I don't start thinking, oh no, my trade's going against me. It's going to be a losing trade. I look at the clock and I say, no, it's coming. You know, the 30-minute candle is ending. It's probably going to create a wick. So I could have just got out there expecting that wick to be created, but then sometimes it boosts higher, right? So, and then how does that affect my probabilities? Easier just to kind of hang out and let the trade play out. Unless there's some other indicator, like if this was tapping out up here, definitely I'm looking to get I'll just take it off. Candle's going to close and we're maxing out, I'm out. So if there's got to be a reason. Can't just be because I'm feeling bad. So I don't normally add to my position when the trade is going in my favor. I know a lot of people do that. I'd have to really sit down and review that again and do the math and like scientifically dig into that, if you will. But this is why I don't do it. Because if I add to my position here and then it starts to retrace, my stop is here. Now I'm risking 3 to make 1 if I add it to my position on the way up. So, and that's typically why I don't do it. And my target is because I know my probability is I have 80% probability or 70% probability, whatever it is for that ticker, that it's going to hit that target. And then after that, I don't have a probability. Like it gets wonky after that. So it could go up, but it might not. So I can't count on whatever happens above that. I can only count on what I have my probabilities for. So if I add to my position here, again, I'm making one little piece here to risk all of this if this is where my stop is. So I don't like to add on the way up. But if it retraces a lot, it comes all the way back down here, then I do like to add, because now I'm only risking one for a potential 3 gain. Because until it hits the stop, probabilities are still in my favor. It's going to get to my target. So, and that's kind of how I look at trading when I add to my positions. I do it based off of that. I don't like to do it when I'm on my way up. There are times where I have added into my position when the trade has been going in my favor, and that's if the market is moving with high volume, moving fast, and things are just kind of getting out of control, like a big giant slide to the downside. It comes through, it hits my target. I may add to my position, put my stop right there. So basically, if it backs up, I don't really take a loss on the trade, and then see if I could squeeze more out. I've done stuff like that in the past, but things have to be moving really fast. Or it's got to have like a really good reason, like there's a breakout that's setting up, or it's blending in with another potential setup that I have a probability on, so I can go ahead and add to it. Like there's got to be more to it than just saying, hey, trade's going in my favor and I'm going to add to it. I try not to do that. Okay, I can move my stop up to break even plus a couple dollars. If it doesn't want to go, then I'm good to go. All right, making a break now. All right, good deal. Tempting to take that $500 right here off the table, because then I'm a good chunk of the way to my target for my evaluation. So now if it gets rejected, then I'm done. There's not a whole lot of interest apparently in making this thing go up, so we'll have to see. Okay, coming back down. See, all bad signs. So if this thing doesn't want to get going, then I'm fine to be out. Yes, would have been nice to take 500 up here. But in this one candle, it went all the way up and it's going to come all the way back down and reject. Then I'm good to go. It's a different story if this candle closes up here and another candle's just retracing. That's like a healthy activity. I mean, most of these candles, look, they retrace. See, back in time. But if this one wants to go all the way up here, try to break out, get rejected, and come back down, then no, I'm good. I'm good to be out for break even plus a few dollars. Live to fight another day. Okay, there we go. So I'll take that $45 for the day. Be out of this trade. Don't like this constant rejection. Okay, so I want to do an end of day, just kind of touch base on what happened in the day, show you what ended up happening in the charts. So right now you're actually looking at the next day. Market's already turned over. It's actually past midnight as I'm trying to get this together. You can see the clock down here. So on that, on my NQ combine, 50K combine, trading the NQ, I got in right here. And then I told you that, if this doesn't want to go, then I need to get out. Like this is some major rejection taking place. You can see the resistance area on the chart right here. Clearly resistance area through here. Kept getting rejected. I put that stop in, break even plus a few dollars, because if it wanted to come back down and go red after this next big wick was forming, then I knew that it could be game over. Not 100%, but pretty confident. I don't have a statistical proven probability that it's game over, just confident based on discretion and seeing charts for a long time. So put my stop to break even plus a couple dollars, got out of that trade, and sure enough, look at that sell-off. I would have hit a max daily loss today of $1,000 had I stayed and gone for that ride. So that was a good move. And then over here we could see my combine, but my casino combine. So down here, since the next day is already switched over, you won't see profit, close, and loss there, but you can see in the balance right here. So in my casino combine, 773, I ended up with $800 in profit. Most I can make in a day is $1,000, so I bounced out around 800. So I didn't trip that. And then on my NQ combine, I only have $45, which is a 3.3 is my NQ combine. So in my casino combine, like I said, once this breaks through here, I'm expecting this thing to start to sell off. This was the third one I had gotten out up here, but I didn't want to get in until it broke this previous candle. So I put my order in short, break that candle, jumped into the trade, got out of the trade right here, made some nice money. Then did some casino chopping right here, long and short, reversing my trade around, and then finally staying short based on the price action that was happening in the candle to close out my trade down here for right at the bottom of this area, expected to bounce, which it did get a good bounce, but then it continued to sell off. If I still had been here when this sell-off broke here, I probably would have got back in for maybe like another $100, just a quick little scalp. But ended up out of that trade down there. So on my casino account, I made $800 today. So we'll see in the end. Maybe find out that I'm a better casino trader, trading strictly on discretion and not on a mechanical type of system. I say casino because it's not 100% just rolling the dice 50-50 odds kind of thing or whatever it is. I'm not just closing my eyes and pushing buttons. I say casino because I'm purely trading on discretion only. I'm not using any kind of technicals, anything like that. I'm just looking at the charts and what feels good I'm doing in my casino account. If I feel like trading and not just sitting on the sidelines watching, like I just have that urge like, oh, this looks so good, I got to trade it. It's going in my casino account if I don't have a proven statistical probability of success. So that's why you see that casino account down there doing that. And let me tell you, it feels nice to have the urge to trade and just be able to do it and not care if I blow accounts over there on the casino side. But again, maybe, just maybe, I should trade on discretion only. All right, we'll see what happens. So anyway, that's going to do it for today. And I should be able to trade tomorrow, Tuesday. So today when I wake up in the morning. And yeah, I'll bring those trades to you. All right, buddy. Have a good night.